In the teeming heart of New Crobuzon, salvation and catastrophe share the same breath. Beat. Venture beneath the soot-choked sky where science courts sorcery, and both demand a dreadful price. 1. Arrival at the city of possibilities, Perdido Street Station, opens with a train's screech and an outsider's wonder. Beat. Linguist Yagarek, a wingless garuda from distant deserts, comes to New Crobuzon seeking the unorthodox scientist Isaac Dan der Grimnebulin. Yagarek's wings were severed as punishment for an unnamed emphasis.crime, and he begs Isaac to restore his gift of flight. Beat. Through Yagarek's eyes, we tour the city's anarchic grandeur, its clanking factories, its racial patchwork of humans, Kepri, Vodyanoi, Cacticay, and more, all under the looming baroque hulk of Perdido Street Station. Isaac, equal parts visionary and opportunist, accepts the challenge. His cluttered warehouse laboratory mirrors the city itself, chaos, pregnant with potential. He assembles a menagerie of flying creatures, determined to crack the biomechanics of lift. Among the cages hides an iridescent caterpillar that feeds only on the hallucinogenic drug, dream shit. Isaac, blinded by scientific hunger, overlooks the danger even as rumors swirl of nightmare predators called slake-moths. Beat. Meanwhile, we follow Lynn, Isaac's Kipri lover, who sculpts with pheromone resin and struggles to secure a commission from the grotesque gangster Mr. Motley. Their interspecies romance showcases the book's first major theme. The city's promise of radical freedom is shadowed by exploitation. Lynn believes the commission will elevate her art, yet Motley's cavernous lair exposes the rot at New Crobuzon's core: illegal graftings, drug trade, and bought policemen. Beat. The section closes on two converging tensions: Yagarek's desperation for redemption and Isaac's looming scientific breakthrough. Both rely on forces they do not yet grasp. The city crackles with energy, daring its inhabitants to seize possibility while whispering, with emphasis, menace, the cost. 2. The uncaging of the slake-moths. Obsession tips into catastrophe when Isaac's research inadvertently hatches a slake-moth. Beat. The creature, all span-wide wings and hypnotic eyes, drains consciousness itself. Within moments, it erupts from the lab, joins three more hidden in the city, and New Crobuzon plunges into a waking nightmare. Beat. Citizens sleepwalk off bridges, poets lose language, lovers forget each other, souls sucked dry. The narrative widens to the Parliament of Criminals and the tyrannical state. Mayor Rudgutter, fearing panic, unleashes the militia and assembles shady allies. The artificial intelligence of the Construct Council, the Helkin ambassador, and remade shock troops. Their response is as brutal as the crisis, spotlighting a second theme: institutional power protects itself first. Beat. Isaac shoulders guilt. Yagarek feels his hoped-for salvation slipping away. Yet they rally unlikely companions: Durkan, a dissident journalist; Lemuel, a streetwise watercrafter; and the Weaver, a spider-like demigod that perceives reality as a living tapestry. The Weaver's cryptic aid comes at a price. It cuts people from its pattern if they bore it, reinforcing the story's motif of volatile alliances. In parallel, Lynn becomes Mr. Motley's captive after glimpsing his contraband, the very caterpillars that birthed the slake-moths. She endures chemical hypnosis while sculpting Motley's portrait, her consciousness fraying. Beat. Through her suffering, we confront bodies commodified and autonomy devoured, echoing the slake-moth's psychic predation. By section's end, the Motley crew achieves a partial victory. Using alchemical rigging and dream-shit bait, they kill one slake-moth atop Perdido Street Station. But celebration curdles when Isaac realizes the remaining moths grow stronger with every mind they consume. Beat. The stakes escalate from personal tragedy to existential threat, underscoring emphasis, responsibility, in a world of unintended consequences. 3. Revolt, betrayal, and the cost of knowledge. New Crobuzon's nights darken as the surviving slake-moths terrorize both gutter and parliament. Beat. Isaac's team seeks weapons potent enough to pierce the creature's extra-dimensional defenses. They strike deals with unsavory factions, the communicable mass mind of the Handlingers, the alchemists of Dog Fen, and finally Jack Half-a-Prayer, the city's elusive vigilante hero. Each bargain unspools another thread of the novel's third theme, the blurred line between resistance and complicity. Beat. Amid planning, Yagarek reveals the sin that cost him his wings. He choice-thefted a female garuda's will, attempting to mate without consent. His confession shatters the group's solidarity. To Isaac, the revelation feels like a mirror held to his own obsessive trespasses. He ravaged ecosystems, endangered citizens, and exploited Lynn's trust in pursuit of discovery. The novel insists transgression, once committed, stains every triumph. The climactic assault plays out in a derelict glasshouse where the moths nest. With the weaver weaving probability itself, the Allies deploy hallucinogenic torpor bombs. Isaac's jury-rigged crisis engine, inspired by Victorian pneumatics and thaumaturgy, finally anchors the moths to physical laws. Beat. One by one they fall, but not without toll. Lemuel is maimed, Jack vanishes into myth, and Durkan's subversive newspaper is razed by the militia. The final moth corners Lynn, still half entranced, prompting Isaac to channel raw crisis energy through an improvised lens. He burns the creature out of existence, but Lynn's psyche snaps. Her memory of their love never returns. In saving the city, Isaac damns his private future, an echo of the book's refrain that knowledge exacts emphasis, recompense. 4. Exile at the edge of empire. When dawn breaks, Mayor Rudgutter spins the victory as state prowess. Beat. The militia arrests Isaac for unauthorized thaumaturgy, though quiet pressure from the Construct Council forces his release. Lynn is placed in a sanitarium. Motley's empire thrives anew. The city gulps, shrugs, and grinds forward, its gears oiled by selective amnesia. Only one reckoning remains: Yagarek's. The scholar Rudgutter coerces Isaac to turn the Garuda over for experimentation, but Isaac refuses. Instead, he escorts Yagarek to the Simek Desert's border, where the Garuda Council awaits. There, the female victim pronounces final judgment. She bars Yagarek from the skies forever, declaring him unfit to share the thermal currents of free beings. Isaac, horrified yet complicit, watches as the council brands Yagarek's name into exile. In the novel's most haunting moment, Isaac declines Yagarek's plea to rebuild new wings. The scientist at last confronts the ethical horizon of his craft. Some boundaries must remain uncrossed. Beat. He walks back toward the sooty skyline alone, his notebooks heavy with unpublishable revelation. This ending crystallizes the last theme. Cities outlive their stories. New Crobuzon swallows tragedy, romance, and heroism alike, recycling them into rumor. The camera pulls back to Perdido Street Station, trains screeching, cables humming, while a new migrant, eyes full of hungry hope, disembarks. Beat. The wheel turns, charged with the same volatile blend of aspiration and emphasis, dread